Hey darlings, it's Jessica again with another video. This time I'm bringing you these beautiful printables from the Maker Heart Studio. Her shop owner, or the shop owner, she reached out to me to see if I wanted to try out her printables, and let me tell you, I am in love. My vintage loving heart is totally dying. So here you're gonna see me. I'm actually taking one of her papers that's kind of like a digital paper, and I'm taking a note from Janet from Top Knots and Jesus, where I'm covering all of the space that I have available. So I printed it on clear sticker paper, and then I cut it to size, and I covered all of my empty space with it, and I used it kind of like a wallpaper technique. Again, I found that little trick from Janet at Top Knots and Jesus. She does that a lot in her scripture journals. And then now you're gonna see me fussy cutting. I want to do an element in the middle, and I'm gonna give you guys the warning now. My page is going to resemble a lot of some of Janet's pages, because I kind of wanted to take her technique and see how it would work with the Maker Heart Studio printables in the Illustrating Faith Bible. She always uses scripture journal, and I don't have a scripture journal, so I wanted to kind of try that wallpaper on the bottom pop-up element in my Illustrating Bible. The Illustrating Bible has those 4-inch margins, so I was like, I think I can pull this off. So I cut out this big wreath, and it has these beautiful florals. You can see she has florals, she has feathers, she has all these beautiful elements that scream vintage to me. And this printable is talking about season, and a lot of the words that are in the printables is this is my season of, and basically it comes from Ecclesiastes 3:11, where it basically says, for everything there is a season and a time for everything. And I had already journaled on that page in my Illustrating Bible, but I used the opposite page because I really wanted to document this. I thought this printable was perfect to document my word of 2020. I just received this word within my heart, and I had been thinking and pondering on it and just waiting for the right time. And I think I finally have the word that I want to use. So I thought it was perfect, and I wanted to make like a memory page for the end of 2019 going into 2020, and about the season that I'm going into, that I feel like I'm going into, that the Spirit is calling me into. If you know me, you know I love butterflies. So I saw this little butterfly element, and I really wanted to incorporate it as well. And I wanted to use this season is my season of. And you're going to see me play around a lot in a minute. I'm going to cut a little bit more elements. I'm going to try to move them around, see how it looks cute. Where can I pop this? Where can I pop that? And there's a lot of that going on in this video today. These are the joys of recording and getting everything done, I guess. As you're recording, when you don't really have a good picture in mind, but you are kind of going with the flow, there's a lot of this happening. But nonetheless, I continue to work through this page and moving everything and trying to see in her printable what elements would work best for me. And I am trying to work on not being so indecisive. So I pull out my StazOn Ink. This works for slick surfaces. It's a permanent ink. And so if you are going to stamp on any type of slick surfaces like sticker paper, this is going to be your ink. I'm so glad that I got this ink, because honestly, it's a lifesaver. But you're going to see that I'm going to pull out one more element. I see like a little brass frame element that I thought would be so cute to put in the middle. And this is when too much becomes too much. But you'll see how I make up that oopsie as well. So I fussy cut that element out. You also saw that I have these little block letters that I use. I got them from Target, the dollar section, the dollar spot section. Let me tell you, you find a lot of good craft stuff in that section. So these little block letters, it's all of the letters, and it was only, listen to me, $3. I'm a bargain shop. You guys know I do some budget Bible journaling. And so I thought it was perfect. Now, watch me stamp out blooming. Now, usually I go from right to left to make sure everything fits. But why did I start on the left and then run out of space in the right? Which, it still looks cute, so I still was going to go with it. But then as I'm taking a look at it, I'm saying, oh God, it's just too much. I thought it was overwhelming. And so I end up saying, you know what, I don't want to do this, because already I got my pop dots. I'm about to pop it up, and then I realize that it's just too much going on. It's just not going to work. So I scratch that and I go for something simpler. Sometimes layering goes right, and the more the merrier, or the more the better. But in this instance, that brass piece was just going to be too much. It would take away from the florals, and the florals were so beautiful. I really wanted it to stand out. So I was like, scrap that. We're just going to go ahead with what we got. So I use the quote, "This is my season," and it blends into the paper so beautifully. And I love that. And then I start stamping from right to left. And the reason I do that, I learned that trick from Lindsay. The reason I do that is to make sure I do not run out of space. So needless to say, you'll see me stamp this out the correct way, the way I usually do, from right to left, and it comes out beautifully stamped, and I don't run out of room. I actually have some room left over, which is great. I love also that it doesn't, me stamping and putting that word sticker right in that center does not take away from the florals, and I love that so much better than having used that brass little frame. But I will be using that brass little frame later on. You'll see that. So I'm taking these pop dots. Again, all of this is from Janet's lives. And I'm taking these pop dots. I'm going to pop up this reef in the center to really make it stand up out of the wallpaper effect that I created there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the butterfly. And I like it because the wings kind of fly out. So it kind of looks like the butterflies flying off of the page. Or I like to think so. I think the pop dots is something that I really love using once in a while, because as Janet has said, it really makes it stand out, and the dimension is really pretty on the page. So definitely try it out if you haven't, and I encourage you to check out her page because she has some really good tips about that. So again, you saw that I'm not going to waste this element. I really loved it. I just didn't love it on the reef, so I'm gonna make it work. So I make it into a little tab. And so there it is. I play with it a little, trying to make sure that this sticky part to the back is not out, so nothing else, it doesn't catch onto any pages. I see if I want to use some washi, but then I don't go that route. And I'm really loving everything here. I'm going to put all of the Maker Heart Studio printables information below. I also write a little prayer to the Lord, and as I'm writing, I'm thinking about the season that I just went through. It wasn't so much of a hard season, but it was a very, very much learning season. I've seen myself grow, and I've seen the effect that being in the Word has done in my life and how much I've grown through that. And I really want to continue in those steps. And as I go into this season, my 2020 word is bloom. I really want to bloom with the Lord, not get ahead of the banner, not bloom and shine all on my own, but I want to bloom with the Lord and in the things that the Lord wants me to bloom. So I tell him, please continue to water me with your love and with your word. And that's it. That's a wrap. Make sure you check out the Maker Heart Studio shop. I'll have all the information below. And I'm going to have another video with her shop printable. And I hope you check it out. Good night, guys. Love you. Thanks for tuning in.